Welcome back everyone, it's Blue Inferno here, and in today's video, I want to answer the question of what melee weapons have the longest range. I have always been annoyed by how the wiki will tell you the length of the weapon, but because your character holds them at a different point on their handle, that information does not directly relate to how long your reach actually is. So I set out to create this video giving a full overview of the actual in-game reach of every weapon, and how it compares to the other ones. Now it's important to note that the different weapons have different reaches depending on which attack and the combo it is on. So I'll be comparing the first attack of the left click animation as my primary method of positioning them in the list. I'll make sure that while I discuss the weapon to bring up any unique quirks or factors involved with the weapon's range when I get to it, and that's going to display on screen beside it. I've also compiled the list of relative weapon reach at the end of the video, and you can click the chapters below if you want to check it out quickly in the future. Now with no further ado, let's begin. Starting at a baseline and shortest range, we have no weapon at all. Your fists have the shortest range in melee, with the second swing being slightly shorter than the first in the combo. Now the first and shortest ranged melee weapon in the game is the felling axe. It has only one attack in its combo, and you need to be pressed against them if you want that hit to land. The second shortest range is a three-way tie between the Stiletto Dagger, Hatchet, and Horesman's axe. Each of them have some slight range variations in their combo, but the first attacks are damn near identical. And this will go a long way to explain why the Hatchet and Horesman's axe are not most people's first pick for melee. Standing alone in third place is the Castillon Dagger, where its first attack is actually its longest range, even though the third is its highest damage. In fourth place, we have the Humble Torch, whose second attack in the combo is a shorter range than the first. Even though the Torch's attack range is low on this list, this kinda makes me sad for the Hatchet and Horesman's axe that are 2 steps below it. Fifth is another tie, but between two daggers, the Kris and the Rondel. They're both very consistent weapons and have notable standing in the community for their performance. Sixth place is another three-way tie between the Magic Staff, Ceremonial Staff, and the Warhammer. And if you've ever been extremely frustrated with the staff's second attacks never seeming to connect, now you know why. Seventh place is a tie between the Short Sword and the Lute. Yes, the stringed instrument is actually pretty good at reaching out farther than many weapons. Considering there are only 20 ranges, it's almost at the halfway point. Eighth place is yet another three-way tie between the Viking sword, Flanged mace, and the battle axe. I was quite surprised to see the battle axe put down with these two one-handed weapons, as the height of the Viking sword is listed at 44 and the height of the battle axe is listed at 65 on the wiki. Ninth place sees the club fall short of filling the role of being the barbarian's falchion, and I believe its position on this list compared to the falchion is the reason it always plays second fiddle to the OG horizontal hard hitter. In 10th, we have another tie between two weapons that definitely surprised me, and that is the Quarterstaff and the double axe. This just lets you know how high up on the double axe your character holds the weapon. You're less so swinging it like an axe and more pushing it away from your character. It still hits like a truck though. 11th place sees the Morning Star and Crystal Sword tied up in range, as well as being some of the most frustrating metagame weapons to be defeated by. 12th is the default arming sword. Shockingly long range considering how much all players struggled to hit anything with it when they first started the game. In 13th, we find the war maul with just long enough range to accidentally team kill your whole squad, but not quite long enough range to catch a rogue that doesn't want anything to do with it. 14th place is held by the Falchion, whose reach has had almost all of us yelling, "No fucking way," on more than one occasion. 15 comes in with the Bardiche, a weapon that looks like it should be the longest ranged melee weapon in the barbarian's arsenal, but disappointingly falls short of the longest ranged one-handed weapon in the game. In 16th place comes the Rapier, the crowned champion of the one-handed weapon range contest. Again, this adds to the previous YouTube short I made suggesting the Rapier might be the best weapon in the game. 17th place is the Halberd. This weapon has the most complicated set of ranges between its attacks that allows you to compete or surpass its first attack's range in several different ways. 18th has the GOAT two-handed melee weapon, the Longsword. Its poke game is only limited by the extraordinarily sluggish pace that your character wields it. Take note that a real longsword is approximately 5 pounds or 2.5 kilograms, but it can feel like you're swinging around a Toyota Corolla when you're fighting a rogue. In 19th place, the second longest ranged melee weapon in the game comes in with the Zweihander, where extreme range and extreme damage meets elbows and knees to see its damage reduced significantly. And finally, in 20th place, we have the Spear, the longest ranged melee weapon in the game. I doubt I'm seeing many surprised faces out there, but now you know for sure, the Spear certainly is the ranger's best friend. And there you have it guys. I've been extremely curious about the topic for a very long time, and I hope this answers a question for more people out there. If you like this kind of content and would like to see more, please make sure to like and subscribe, as it goes a real long way in helping a small content creator like myself. And don't worry, I'm still working on my other series, but I must admit I truly suck at Barbarian. The archetypes video for the Barbarian is coming along though, as I'm learning how to play the class. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.